Okay. We're 30 seconds in, and OBS has not crashed yet. Maybe it just works. I heckin' hope so. I heckin' hope, Bo. It is so hard to pat him. His ears are just in the way. But, alright. Practice time. Hello, and welcome to Bo, Path of the Teal Lotus, Any Percent Unlimited. My name is Turtle Run, and I am here today to play this really amazing, beautiful indie Metroidvania with some super cool movement and a lot of fun Japanese themes. And I don't know, I love this game. It's really awesome, and I'm so happy to show it off for you today. One thing to note before we begin, as we can check out a little bit of this opening cutscene, the timer in the top right, my camera's first, sorry, the top right is an in-game timer, so it does not run when I am in something like the main menu. This cutscene is counted as the main menu because, you know, gameplay hasn't started yet. But look at that! Bo is being born. Go away, Asahi. We want to see Bo. Yeah, look at that. Look at he. Look at he. He fell over. Oh no, Bo. Look at he. He Bo. He sit up. Good job, Bo. And so we will relax with one prophecy haiku before this the run fully begins. Drifting tear of moon, where bamboo of crimson loom, the teal lotus blooms. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so welcome to Bo, Path of the Teal Lotus. Like I mentioned, an indie Metroidvania from a brand new studio, brand new developers, and they knocked it out of the park. It does help that they took a lot of good inspiration from games like Hollow Knight and my favorite game in the universe, Ori. So you also see some Celeste references here and there, and Okami obviously was a pretty big inspiration as well, which you hopefully should be able to get from the just gorgeous Japanese watercolor aesthetic that this game just oozes charm. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But we are already up to our first upgrade. We saw this character in a little intro. He is Asahi. Asahi is a wolf spirit and a tsundere. Like, the first time you talk to him here, he's like, "You're small and weak. I don't like you. Go away." And then when you walk away from him, he's like, "What? Wait, no, come back. Please, I want to talk to someone and share my tea with someone. Please." It's very funny. I love Asahi's dialogue. But he has given us our first drink of tea, which is our first upgrade, the Equinox Staff. And this is the main movement mechanic of the game, believe it or not. It's also our attack, but the main movement mechanic of the game. Oop, let me get in the air. Okay, a little bit of botch movement there, but basically, you saw that when Bo hits something, Bo glows blue. What that is it's called a jump reset. Every time you hit something, like this pot here, hold on, I need to actually hit the bamboo. Like this pot, you glow blue, and then you can jump again in midair once. So, I'm going to quickly set up something here, don't mind this. But this works on background objects, like you just saw. It works on the lanterns that hang out in the world. It works on enemies. It works on heckin' everything. So yeah, show it off again here. You can just chain this jump reset as long as there's something to hit, which the devs very kindly give you lots of things to hit. So we will be seeing a ton of basically the floor is lava in this game, especially when it comes to the bosses, because there's a combo mechanic which buffs some of your spells. So we really do not want to be touching the ground as much as we can. It's not like slow, but it looks cool also when you can fly in the air. And we also use this jump reset to do little... Ooh, okay, I almost messed that up. It's fine. We use the jump reset to do little skips like that. This doesn't skip a whole ton of space, but it does skip that tutorial character going, "Hey, this is how you jump reset." But I clearly know how to do that already. And so we will be using the power of the jump reset to absolutely fly through the levels just like that, pretty much ignoring all floors and just going straight to our objective. It's such an inspired choice for a platformer in Metroidvania mechanic. It is so much fun to like find different things to hit like this. So I just skipped some dialogue by just not falling into the trigger because I could jump out of it. And now I'm going to see if I can't, just for swag points, not touch the ground all the way to this boss, just like that. Swag points, we love it. And more swag points come in the fact that a lot of the bosses, like I mentioned, you're meant to fight them without ever touching the ground. And this is our first boss, and we will almost certainly be able to beat Kiri Bozo without ever having touched the ground. But something else that I should note is that you see me attacking really, really quickly here. And you might be wondering why that is. Like, that seems a little OP, and it is. Basically, the game has a cooldown after you attack, but it applies that cooldown differently to each of the 4 directions of attacks, up, down, left, and right. So if you attack left, then you have to wait and attack left again, and wait, attack left again. But if you attack left, up, down, left, up, down, left, up, down, each of them has their own cooldown, and we can spam attacks really, really quickly like that. It's amazing. And so that way, we have already destroyed our first boss, the Kiri Bozo, and have gotten our second drink of tea for our second upgrade, the Bat. If you played Ori a bunch like I have, this ability will seem very familiar. It is heavily inspired by Bash, but no, it's Bat. And yeah, it does a lot of similar things. You basically look at a projectile and you say, I want the projectile to go this way, and the projectile then goes this way. You know. It doesn't work on every projectile like it would in Ori. In Bow, it only works on these blue-colored projectiles. So you'll see these guys shoot one out like half a second before it hits the ceiling because I'm juking them out really good. So it doesn't get as much use as it would in the Ori speedrun, but it is still very useful. We'll be doing some cool little mini skips with it later on. In the meantime, though, a quick note as we get down into the Uzumaki Caves, combat. So, obviously, swinging our staff is sort of our main form of damage so far, but we have also unlocked this T meter, which, first off, can be used to heal. Like if you played Hollow Knight, it's very similar to that, where you use 5 T to heal, and you get T back by hitting enemies. But Shimeji here, our friend that we rescued from Kiri Bozo, gives us our first Daruma of the game, which are spells. And that's Chomper up there. Say hi to Chomper. Chomper is a basic fireball, and he costs, I think it's 3 T to use. But you'll see him right there. And so, yeah. Oh my god, can I hit this guy? This guy's a really small hitbox for no reason. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm just bad at these fights. But yeah, so Chomper deals a small amount of damage into a small fireball. But you saw, and you can see right now, this little gauge on the left side of the screen. I know my directions. That builds up as we gain combo without taking damage. Or without touching the ground, sorry. You can totally take damage and it won't destroy your combo as quickly. But basically, yeah, we just never want to touch the ground because it helps us build up combo. So, hi, I bounced off of you. Thank you. I don't know how I took the damage at the same time, but it is fine. So yeah, you'll see that meter build up. Once we get the meter to full, you'll hear a boiling noise as my tea kettle boils, and that will get us to an upgrade for our Daruma, a temporary upgrade while we're in that boiling state. So right now he has 1 eye, as you can see in that little sprite. So he's small, does a small amount of damage. However, when I get to 2 eye state, he gets bigger and does a little bit more damage. And there's even later on a 3rd eye state where he gets even bigger and does even more damage. But that's for, later, like I just said. Because right now we can only get up to boiling state once to give him 1 more eye, so he can only go from 1 to 2. But that 2 eye bonus is pretty significant, and we are going to be going for it fairly frequently. But in the meantime, if anyone has watched the show Demon Slayer, Shimeji has also watched Demon Slayer and decided to give his Armapillo friends some cute little cosplay outfits so he can tell them apart, and also so I can tell them apart, even though they're mechanically identical. So we're going to take Nezuko, and we're going to hit him, or hit her. Nezuko's the girl. Nezuko's the only one that's a girl. I know this. I watched the anime, like, years ago. And we're going to grab these Demon Slayer characters. Oop, okay, did not mean to bounce him that high, but it's fine. We'll do a little bit of a slower strat. And get them back to Shimeji, who lost them in these areas. And again, you can just hit them, all of them off screen, which saves the time of going over there ourselves by just knowing the right... Ouch! I just jumped up into the ceiling like on accident. That's funny. Oh well. Yeah, I just need to hit him one more time, and I decided for whatever reason to bounce up instead of down. Oopsies. Hi Twitch person, I do see you there. I am practicing marathon commentary, but we have now returned all the 4 Demon Slayer pals. Armapillo. They're Armapillo. That's what they are in this game. To Shimeji, who gives us the shiitake. Shiitake, because he's a mushroom, and it's a key. So it's a shiitake. You know, get it? Oh, I love this game. I love puns. If you donate with puns, I would be much pleased. But we have the shiitake, and a little bit about the story quick. Bo was born in that opening cutscene, and in a cutscene that I skipped, we also saw the birth of the Gashadokuro, a giant skeleton who's like taller than some mountains. And Bo is prophesied to defeat the Gashadokuro in like ultimate death battle or something. And I'm going to attempt a trick here. Hold on. Okay, I messed it up, and we do have to quickly reset the room in order to get these background objects to respawn. Basically, what you're supposed to do here is break some walls and then use the blue projectiles that this guy spits out and that are falling from the ceiling in order to, you know, break some more walls, and it's a lot of walls to break. I don't want to do all that, so instead I'm going to use those 2 background objects in order to, you know, jump over that spike pit just barely, and we are now at our first boss. Because to continue the story for a little bit, Asahi is going to help us out because Bo is prophesied to defeat the Gashadokuro, but Bo's a little small, the Gashadokuro is a little big. And Asahi, despite being a tsundere about it, is going to help us out. He just wants some tea first, and this particularly unmanageable Armadillo here has some wicked cool tea ingredients or something. So we are going to beat it up, take its tea ingredient, whatever that may be, and use that in order to give Asahi his drink of tea. Oop, I meant to bash that. Sorry. Who am I saying sorry to? It's myself. Yeah, basically, the particularly unmanageable Armadillo is somewhat of a nuisance where... Ooh, I just missed. That's embarrassing. Yeah, the particularly unmanageable Armadillo will do this a lot once he gets to low health, and just means I have to go find all these rocks and bash them into the Armadillo in order to keep doing damage, because right now he's invincible to sword attacks and to Chomper, unfortunately. So one more ought to do it. There we are. And that is the particularly unmanageable Armadillo managed. Now we are able to get his tea ingredient, which is his eyeball. Actually, I'm not a tea drinker myself, but I don't think monster eyeball would make for a good tea ingredient. Tea drinkers in the chat, sound off if you would drink tea made from a monster's eyeball. But Asahi here says it is the best tea he's ever had, and you can have, for helping me out, Bo can have 1 sip. Again, Asahi is a delight. I love him. And this sip of tea gives us the best upgrade in the game, the dash. I mean, I'm a speedrunner, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but the dash is really good. As you can see, the dash resets when you hit things. So just like the jump in midair, you can hit something, dash, hit something, jump, hit something, dash, jump, and just go absolutely crazy with movement. I love this game's movement. It is amazing. One more thing is that I am doing something called a shine dash a lot of the time, where I dash and then jump shortly afterwards. You see a little shine coming off of Bo, and that basically extends the duration of our dash, like speed. So by doing that over and over, we can continue, you know, to move really, really quick. So we're also, there's so much to talk about in the early game, getting our first Omamori. If you played Hollow Knight, Omamori are the charms. We just equipped our first one right there, and that is Prosperity. Prosperity draws the Foxfire, which is this game's money, towards us. And we need that because we are going to be doing some... Hi, can I hit this guy? Okay, I'm missing them all. That's unfortunate. We are going to be doing a little bit of shopping throughout the run, specifically in about once the first third is over, and once the first half is over. So we do need some big bucks in order to make all those purchases. And while we do get a bunch of Foxfire from beating bosses, we also will be getting at least some out of just hitting stuff and letting it come straight to us with the power of this Prosperity Omamori. So yeah, that is sort of the gist of the early game. These first two areas are pretty heavily tutorialized, try and get you into... Hi, can I get high enough? Thank you, Bo. Tutorialized to try and get you into the flow of the game, but we are going to get into maybe one last tutorial area in just a sec, which actually is my favorite area of the game. But before that, one quick pit stop to get another Omamori charm that we'll be using way, way later on. In a little secret cave up here, this is Confidence. Confidence is the risk-reward charm where we deal double damage, and then we also take double damage. So it's super risky, but, you know, speedrunners tend to look at risk-reward strats and go, yes, I would like all of your risk, or all of your reward and none of your risk, please. And that is exactly what we will be doing with, we will be doing with Confidence a little later on. But for now, we're going to talk to Rozu here, who is trying to give us a bunch of different side quests, and we do not care. This is not 100%. We are not going to be completing his big 3-part quest where you have to talk to some of... We'll see one of his friends, because it's mandatory, but the other 2 are completely optional and therefore do not matter. Ta-da! So, sorry Rozu, you're going to have to sit there alone and lonely for the rest of time, because you are not useful to speedrunners. Maybe 100% runners. 100% runners, you know, 100%, but we now are getting to the Sencho Bridge, and one of the hardest tricks that I put in this category, or that I put in this route, and that is coming up right here. This is door or boat skip. So usually you're supposed to hit these purple candles to open up this gate right here, but there is a little bit of room under the gate where you can just barely sneak under just like that and fall into the water like an idiot and die. So I actually do have to reset quick because the jellyfish are now all out of position. And hi, okay, you are not allowed to advertise your Discord on my stream. Please don't do that. If you're still around, you can talk as much as you want. But I am not going to let you advertise your Discord or your art or whatever on stream. I am perfectly fine with my layout the way it is. All I need is the game and the live split and the me. So I'm not going to be buying any sort of artwork for this channel. That's just how it is. Anyways, so we're going to go right back up there and see if we can't get this trick without immediately messing up the easy part at the end. Because I hit the hard part first try. Basically, you have to pogo off of these little yellow discs in order to get your jump back. Okay, yeah, now I mess it up. Cool. You have to pogo off of these discs to get your jump back, which means after you dash under the bridge and jump up, you need to get enough height in order to make it back. Like, see there, I didn't get enough height to make it back for a pogo. Because you need to pogo in order to get your jump back, and if you don't get your jump back, you are falling into the water and being sad. Okay, went a little early there. Okay, once again, just barely not enough height. This is unfortunate, especially because I made it. I made it, and then I just messed up afterwards. And unfortunately, yeah, if you mess it up, the jellyfish get out of position, and then you are really sad. Oh, okay, barely made that, and we are now... Boop. Make sure I hit the jellyfish. Hit the jellyfish. Whoop. Hit this, jellyfish, jump over, intentional damage boost on this guy, so I can get to next jellyfish. I have 1 health. Let's make a little note of that. Okay, we're through. Whew, that was a little spooky. I'm kind of mad that I hit it the first time and then immediately messed up the easy part, but oh well, what can you do? As we are going to go do a little bit of this area as intended. Like, you see, you're supposed to hit some purple candles throughout a bunch of different areas in Sencho Bridge, and every certain number of purple candles that you break in an area, or like this door, I should say, is tied 3 purple candles. Those 3 purple candles. So we break them, and I lure a jellyfish, and then fall down. That was just me whiffing. Don't mind that. Hi, jellies. Can you come over here, please? Thank you. Good jellies. We take a jelly. we ride the jelly train up, and therefore we get to skip doing those purple candles. So you'll see a lot of that throughout the run, but here in Central Bridge especially, like that bottom purple candle we can skip in order to break this purple candle, which is required. So the speedrun only really does the like super hard required ones. Everything else is, we've found some inventive way to skip it here or there. And that makes this game and this route really fun. I very much enjoy... Oh, thank you. Boop. I very much enjoy this game. And my favorite part, or at least my favorite character in this game, is right here, Hashihime. So, Hashihime, when we first meet her in this cutscene, or this dialogue that I'm skipping, asks, what's prettier, me or this bridge? And if you answer the bridge, she's like, oh, you don't think I'm pretty? Well, now I'm going to kill you. But if you answer, she is prettier, it actually turns out that like she's a bridge spirit. This is her bridge. And she goes, oh, my bridge isn't pretty enough. Well, then I guess I'm going to have to kill you. Again, Hashi's great. I love Hashi. Oop. Make sure I get up here. Good. Ooh. And Hashi, as you just saw, gave us a little teaser of what's coming up now here for realsies, where she goes, oh, you didn't die? Well, I guess I get to unleash my full power! And she begins for us an Ori in the Blind Forest style escape sequence. And again, I am an Ori runner. I love the Ori escape sequences, and I love this section as well, especially with the bow's incredible moveset. Like, we only touched the ground once this entire escape sequence. Nope. Okay, whipped a little there, but it's fine. We hit it back up. And we can even, as speedrunners, hit a little off-screen lantern that's supposed to fall down and, you know, skip little tiny portions of the escape, or at least speed up the escape. Hi. Bo? Okay, Bo is doing fine. Don't worry about him. He has like 2 health. That's enough. Boop. Boop. This is another section where you are supposed to do some... let me actually just be paranoid, because I nearly flubbed that earlier. And in fact, I think I did flub that in my last run that I played yesterday, but that is now the Hashihime escape. Done and dusted. However, this game doesn't just take inspiration from Ori's escapes, it also takes inspiration from Hollow Knight and its boss fights. So after the Hashihime escape, we get the Hashihime boss fight. And luckily for me, this is also one of the most fun boss fights in the entire game. And another one where if I do it right, I will never touch the ground, and you will never even get to see her throw out a fire attack. These water attacks don't count, but the fire attacks are her next attack, and you'll never get to see it because we're already on to phase 2, which resets her patterns. She's going to throw out some more water. I managed not to touch the ground. We're good, so we're still building combo. And she is now into phase 3, still having not fired off a single actual fire attack. And we're going to hopefully keep that streak solid. As jellyfish. Okay, touch the ground. Luckily, the jellyfish are going to help me get back up. Unfortunately, falling down there means we did see a little bit of a fire attack. Oh well, but that is the Hashihime fight complete. I wish I could have shown that off a little bit better, but as you can see, yeah, we do tend to make jokes out of a lot of the bosses in the speedrun. You'll see that even more later on. I promise you, it is chef's kiss. We get to give Bo a little pet during this cutscene, and you can also see Bo's mortal enemy, the Gashadokuro. Again, that was born at like the same time as Bo, or a couple seconds after, whatever. And Bo there's a prophecy, it's a haiku that I read at the beginning, that Bo is fated to destroy the Gashadokuro and save the world. So that is our goal, but on our way to the goal, we are going to end up here in Sakura City, where the tutorial really ends and the game as... the game as a Metroidvania begins. Sakura City is kind of like the hub, and there are a bunch of different spokes that you can go off in different directions from Sakura City, but we are going to skip a cutscene here, don't mind, don't worry about it, where basically we are introduced to the leader of the Sakura City, the Sakura Shogun. He's very vain, he named the city after himself, but kind of rightfully so. He is like a super powerful dude. He puts up this barrier around the city that makes it always day, always peaceful, like no evil can enter the city. It's pretty rad, you know. As you can see, it's beautiful, lots of NPCs here, lots of shops and things to do. And we don't care. We're going to be ditching it as fast as we can. In order to get to our next destination, one of the 2 spokes that you can go off at this point in the game, which is Megumi Mountain. And get our save shrine here, and actually I lied, we're going back. Psych, debated. because the way the game tries to tell you about all the shops in the city is by giving you a side quest that, if you complete, gives you fast travel. And there is backtracking in this game, mandatory backtracking. It's a Metroidvania, so we are going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that side quest and getting the 5 tablet fragments scattered throughout town in a bunch of different shops, so we can unlock fast travel and, you know, travel fast, speedrun things. So some of the shops we won't come back to ever after this first trip, but some of the other ones we will be using later on, like this one, the ramen shop run by Naruto here, and this is the health shop. So optimally, you skip it, but I am a little scared, and this game is difficult. So I almost forgot my route. Don't worry about it. Boop. Good backup. This is the blacksmith shop. Currently, the main blacksmith is out. It's a whole side quest to fetch her. We're not going to do it. It takes too much time. But the blacksmith apprentice there can give us a tablet fragment, and he also does have 1 weapon upgrade on him. So we will be coming back for that later on. But this shop is the most important one and the one we visit the most often. This is the Daruma shop. So like I mentioned, Darumas are the game's spells, and they have 3 states. So 1-eye, 2-eye, and 3-eye. Here is where we unlock the 2-eye state permanently. So previously, I only got that when I had my meter full. But now you can see I have painted Chomper's other eye on, or Dano here has painted Chomper's other eye on. And that means Chomper is in his 2-eye state at base, and then when I fill up that meter, he gets to 3-eye, which makes him a massive fireball that deals massive damage. Chomper 3-eye is great, but also great is our friend here, Ken. And Ken actually isn't all that useful for bosses. There's one boss that I use Ken for, but Ken has some interesting properties that hopefully I'll be able to show off. I'm not super good at the trick, but basically Ken leaves a little thing in the world after you use him. It's a shuriken, and you can actually pogo off of the shuriken in order to get your dash back in midair. So there are a couple of gaps where it becomes quite expedient if you can throw Ken out, dash, pogo, then dash again in order to, you know, keep moving with dash speed. It's pretty hard though. The timing is super tight, and I am not confident in it, but I'm going to show it off a couple times anyway, or at least try to show it off, you know, fingers crossed, marathon stuff. Yeah, in, like, top runners will use this all over the place because it's wicked sick, but I'm not a top runner. I just play it where it lies, Squidward, and so we'll hopefully see if we can get one to show it off. But in the meantime, back here to Megumi Mountain, where you can go here initially, but if you do this casually, your progress is going to be quickly slowed. However, we have a way around that in the speedrun, which I'll be talking about in just a sec after we do a little bit of a skip there, where we just avoid breaking some of the walls. You're supposed to get a different snowman in order to freeze that guy. We just don't bother because speedrun. And also something speedrun. Oop. Took a damage there, who cares? Because getting up there like that is so smooth, so fast. I've mentioned this game's movement mechanics are great. They are great. This game's movement mechanics are just phenomenal. Just chef's kiss. Yep. So, this game also does not have a lot of RNG. Oh, camera. Hopefully just dashing and jumping gets me far enough away that I can... No? I don't know where I am anymore. This is interesting. I can't get back up. Hold on, maybe I can poke up this guy, get back up, come over this way, bounce. Nope, the camera is just stuck. Huh. Did this deload the... Oh, no, this didn't deload the trigger. I just somehow wasn't getting all the way up the ledge. That's never happened before. Trevor, found another bug. The devs of this game are very, very good about, like, if we report bugs, they are usually very good at fixing them within a couple days, unless it's like a really tricky bug, but so I'll report this VOD, and hopefully that won't ever happen to any other runner in the future. But now we get into our next combat arena, and I am very, very bad at this combat arena in particular, unfortunately, so wish me a little bit of luck here, dear speed friends. Oop, as I try to use 3-Eyed Chomper in order to expedite killing some of these enemies. Okay, we should be good from here because this last round, all of these guys die to a 3-eye chomper, and I kept my meter high enough to get a 3-eye chomper. Okay. Whew. So yeah, that can get a little sketchy. I just did something on accident that's wrong. Whatever, there's a backup to it, don't worry. Because this is supposed to be where you cannot progress further, at least on this side, because these red lanterns usually require grapple. However, if we do that little dash jump, you can actually get over to that lantern without having grapple, and therefore get up that cliff without having grapple, and therefore get over to this part of the map without having grapple. So it's a little bit of a sequence break. This is semi-intended by the developers, and I'll talk a little bit about why later. But just know for now, hi, yo, Yukiona. Oh my god, these enemies are, Yukiona are like so rude in terms of enemies. I hate the Yukiona so much. Trying to keep my meter high so I can, boop, get a lot of damage off with a 3-hit, or with a 3-eye, what's his face? Chomper. Can you guys take damage? And there we go. Keep another 3-eye chomper in order to defeat the rest of those little head guys. That fight went decent. That fight went decent. We'll call it decent. All right. So now we have gotten that Scuffed Gone By, the little fan-shaped thing that you saw. That again, we're supposed to have grapple in order to get. Just keep that in the back of your little minds here. As we go up this side of those grapple lanterns, which you can get to, developer intended without grapple, and this begins the Sumo Kabuto sort of like side quest gang, where the Sumo Kabuto are warriors who are really, really into their mini games. So this one is target practice from Super Smash Bros. Bow for Smash When. And we have completed it perfectly. Well, maybe not perfectly, I got a little off cycle there in the middle, but without falling down, we have completed it and therefore gained access to their Sumo Dojo. Later on in the game, if you go for 100%, you can do some much, much harder versions of that target practice, but luckily, this route does not have to do that, so we are going to just ride the snowman train up. You're supposed to bash these into the lanterns, but it's just faster to pogo off them instead. So we use that to zip right on up to the Sumo Kabuto Dojo. And Gyoji here is the referee for the sumo matches, and he needs his Gyoji in order to do that. Or, sorry, he needs his Gunbai in order to do that. The Scuffed Gunbai that we found. And so now that we have returned it to him, he can begin the sumo matches, and we, as Bo, can take part. And so this is why the grapple skip is sort of developer intended. So originally, the devs had no idea that you could do that. So it was not developer intended. And you were supposed to only have grapple, or you were supposed to at least have grapple when you got here. And so this drum that I'm bouncing on right now is grappleable. And this was the only thing in the arena. So you were supposed to grapple up here and then stay in the arena like I am now. However, without grapple, you could still get up here. It was just, you had to wait for one of the beetles to fly low enough that you could hit the beetle, get your double jump back, and then get back up. So it was possible. It was just inconsistent, not super great. And so what the devs did is they added those 2 drums that you can see on the ground below. Those 2 drums let us very easily and consistently get up into this fight, even without grapple, and it just makes this route so much more consistent. So shoutouts to the devs for adding those in to not just the first sumo bout, but also the second one. And this second one is an auto-scroller, just like the first, where you have to stay in the thing for a certain amount of time. I'm going to be manipulating the beetles, but in a marathon run, this would be a great time for a hypothetical host to read out some hypothetical things that they would like to read out. While I catch my breath. I hit him the wrong way. Oh no. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, fell a little early there, but no worries. However, big worries, because coming up next is the hardest boss in this route. Yes, actually, 30 minutes in, we are at the hardest boss. This is the Kabuto Yokozuna, that's what he's called. And he is a menace. His hitbox is really big, so it's easy to get damage on him, but his hurtbox is also extremely large. So if I am getting too close to him, he'll just damage me, ouch. And that is not what I want. I want to be see, like that. His hurtbox is extremely large. I'm now down to 2 health. That's not... Ooh, I'm down to 1 health. This is extremely bad. We're going to play it risky and stay up here as much as we can, because I like getting damage. On to the boss. Ooh, okay. Ooh, don't panic, everyone. That's me. I'm the one panicking right now. Another thing about this fight is those white balls that you see him throwing out. Those are only pogoable to get your jump back. If you hit them from the side, you do not get your jump back, or your pogo back in midair, and then you are sad and falling to the ground most likely. And that's not good. So I am very glad that I managed to survive. I do get a little bit of healing on that one part, but we now are able to get him back on the ground, which is good because he is way more vulnerable here. And with one last phase here, we should have enough. 1 health again. Gonna heal out of paranoia, because if this fight didn't end, I would just be dead. But he should be dead. Okay. Oh, okay. Glad I made it through that. That is the hardest fight, the hardest boss fight in this game finished. So it is all, well, not all easier. The platforming gets way harder, but the boss fights will get easier from here. Okay. Yeah, deep breaths. Oh, that was scary. And for our reward, we get the glide ability. And you are supposed to, again, have grapple before getting this, so we have done a little minor sequence break in order to get glide early. Boop. We do need to get all of the abilities in order to actually... Bow? Glide, please? I don't know why my shift key wasn't working there. There we go. That's my shift key. That's how glide works. You've played a video game before, I hope. Glide makes you go down slower, and with some drafts, you can go up faster. So we use glide to, do things like that. And here I'm hopefully going to show up our first Ken Pogo if I can get it. Nope, okay. I didn't hit Q a second time in order to stop Ken, but... So we only got 1 dash instead of 2. Oh no, very minor time loss. There will be a couple more opportunities for me to hopefully hit a Ken Pogo, but... those will come later. For now, we're going to just dash along the ground, because when there's a ground to touch, you don't need to refresh your dash in the air. And of course, when there are a billion background objects to hit, you can just keep moving with those. Here is the Vermilion Stranger, who is our fast travel that we unlocked earlier. She is canonically just an alien. Yes, this is a game where there are yokai and aliens that coexist in a world together. This did come out before Dun Dun Dun, by the way, just saying. I don't need to heal there. What am I doing? So yeah, we have now gotten glide a little bit earlier than we were supposed to, and so we'll be doing a little bit of using that glide early to do some sequence break-y type stuff. Or we already did the sequence break, but now we can do the sequence of the game a little bit faster. However, first, a trip back to Sakura City, because we have a shopping to do. Specifically for this Omamori Jingu. Jingu 1-Eye is really weak. It's like 2 or 3 homing projectiles that do 1 damage each. It's pretty pathetic. Jingu 2-Eye is pretty weak as well. Jingu 2-Eye has 6 of those same homing projectiles that only deal 1 damage. Jingu 3-Eye, though, has 1 homing projectile that deals a boatload of damage, a metric butt ton. So Jingu 3-Eye is our boss killer for the rest of the run. Jingu 3-Eye obliterates people. It's amazing. I love it. So we'll also be getting health quickly. This is not optimal, but, safety strats. We're going to be grabbing the health just in case. And now we will be making our way to Midori Forest. So what the game sort of wants you to do in your casual playthrough is go to the right side here in Midori Forest, get glide, then, or not glide, get wrong G ability. Then you go to the left side, like we saw, and you get glide. Then you come back over here and you get stomp. Then you go back over there and you get wall climb, the final ability. So by doing that grapple skip, we are now able to complete the entirety of this side of the map in one go without having to backtrack or revisit, which is really heckin' convenient. Do a little skip there. Sorry, there are a lot of little micro skips in this area that I'm trying to nail and look cool at. Okay, we're going to reset that seed because it's going to fade out. Unfortunately, not getting the perfect height. There we are. That jump. But, boop. Yeah, there are a lot of little micro skips like that, but back to the story. So here we find Asahi. You'll see him again in a sec as I menu warp right back, or save quit warp right back down to in front of him. And Asahi is sad. Asahi has caught the depression, and it is up to Bo, who's actually a very good therapist, as it turns out. We'll see that a lot in this side of the map. Bo is going to do some therapy. Oh, don't fall down. Thank you. And cure Asahi's depression. And we're going to do that using the power of music. So you might have seen that flute guy over there. He has like some really beautiful melodies that will be able to cure Asahi's, it's like magical depression. He's like fading out of existence and stuff. Just yokai things. And hi, Pogo? Bo? Bo, Pogo, please. Okay. Bo, Pogo, please. These skeleton enemies are one of the most annoying in the game, in my opinion, but ta and da. There we go, no big worries. Yeah, we need to find 3 music sheets for that musician down there to be able to play his beautiful, beautiful depression-curing therapy music. And, you know, we'll do that for our friend Asahi, even if he's a tsundere. He is our friend, and so, you know, it's good to do therapy for your friends, if you're a licensed therapist like Bo here is. But there we go, through the spike maze, we have our 3rd music sheet, and we can quit back to menu to warp back to a shrine. You've seen me do this all over the place. I should probably explain. When you quit to menu, you just get teleport back to your last checkpoint at the shrine. So here we are. This saves some of the backtracking to get back to that opening area, and we can play for Asahi. Something else that you've already seen me do a couple times, you'll see me do it here as well, is this glitch. This is menu storage glitch, where you can see I can store a menu. What this does is it lets us quit. It lets us do a quit to the main menu at any time, including in the middle of cutscenes where usually you can't hit escape to open up this menu. And why this is useful is a lot of the cutscenes of this game save your state and all the flags that the cutscene would set either at the very start or in the middle of the cutscene. In this case, it is the middle, so we do have to listen to some toot toot on the flute, but when we actually get to our final sort of state in the cutscene, we can immediately quit out and not have to watch the rest of the cutscene where Asahi talks to us, and I think Kyoshi talks a little bit too, and they're like, Bo, thank you, you did therapy real good. Yes, we did, but we don't care. We need to do some more therapy, and that is where we are going off to on our next adventure, because after helping our tsundere friend Asahi, we are now going to do some couples therapy for some kitsune who have, you know, maybe not the greatest relationship right now. They're trying to get married, but things are going to go a little awry for the two of them. And it is up to Bo to do his greatest therapy and fix that up. So as you see, we now have grapple, and grapple lets us jump to specific... Did I get all those? I did get all those. Okay. Grapple to specific targets, like this, and this, and this. And... Oop. And kind of go flying. Grappling also restores your jump and your dash in midair, so, you know, it's pretty good if you can find a grapple point. If you don't have a grapple point, grapple's useless, but a lot of the game from here out will have at least one grapple point somewhere around the area. And on certain enemies like this as well, you can grapple to them and, you know, defeat them much quicker than you would by attacking them. So we will be using that to our advantage. Also against these skeleton guys that you saw me having a lot of trouble dealing with earlier. They can be grappled. Alright, bop you on the head. Are you dead? Okay, it's dead. We do need to defeat that because the first part of the couples therapy that we're doing here is helping Fumi get to her wedding. So Fumi is the bride. She's the one in the like robe or dress thing, the white dress. You know, she's a bride. She has to wear a white dress. And yeah, the path to her wedding has been blocked off. So she needs to walk there, and a bunch of stuff was like in the way, like the floor was missing, there were walls and enemies in the way. But Bo did some very good therapy and fixed that out. Yes, this counts as therapy. Just trust me, I'm making a joke here. But as she gets to the wedding, very happily, we could follow her in and talk to her and get some dialogue, but her just getting there actually sets the next flag that we need, where if we did go down there, she would be like, "Oh, my husband, he's not here either. He must be, like, lost getting some really cool wedding present for me in a really dangerous area. Man, that would be so brave of him, but also so stupid, because I want to get married to him and not have him die." So yeah, we're going to go and finish out our couples therapy by rescuing the husband from the danger that he has found himself in, somewhat intentionally. And, hi, Skull, thank you. So yeah, to do that, we are going to now go down into this next area, the Kitsune Burrows. Oop. Well, we're not in there yet. This is an area that you can get to, wrong button, there we go. This is an area that you can get to pretty much with just grapple. And I'm going to attempt here a trick with... I once again messed up. I messed up the Ken Pogo in the same way as before. That's kind of embarrassing. Oops. Yeah, Ken Pogos are hard and I'm just bad at them, but we are going to get down here, and this is where the game would normally require you have glide in order to glide all the way down here, but we got that a long time ago in our first trip to the left side, so we do not need to do any sort of backtracking for glide that the game would otherwise want you to do. There is another intended sequence break where you can get up there without glide. There's actually an NPC that'll go like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to do that. Lol Lamau, congratulations on sequence breaking." However, you do actually still need glide in order to finish off this side of the map. There's a little bit of a movement section after the final boss of this side that definitely does require us to have glide, so we get it anyways. Oh well, no biggie. We still get to do all of the right side in one turn, so that's, with the grapple skip we found, it works. But now that we're down here, we meet Mochi, and he gives us, like, basically the best ability in the game, which is dash. And you might notice I already had dash. This is a dash upgrade. This is the Tsuki dash, and the Tsuki dash makes our dash have this little pink trail at the start of it. And what that pink trail does is it gives us iframes on the first about half of our dash. So, you know, iframes good, especially in a game with like Hollow Knight inspired bosses. So you can go through enemies, you can go through those pink walls, and basically be a lot more aggressive in fights, as you will see later. But for now, we just have a little bit more platforming to do, because Mochi, who gave us that ability, his job down here is to exterminate all the bugs that have taken up residence in this Kitsune Burrows area. Switch to Chomper before I forget. Or take damage from the guy, that's fine. So basically, what the game wants you to do is throw those explosive, like, spider sacks at these... Oh, I messed the setup, it's fine. We'll just wait for him to jump again. And then not get enough height, it's fine. You're supposed to go find the spiders, or the explosive egg sacs to throw at these little hives and destroy them. That's the only one that you'll see of the three. Because this main shaft hive, this main shaft spider bomb, with the precise angles, can be used to destroy the bottom two hives, and therefore we don't need to like go around the rooms, like finding the intended spider hives in order to break them. We can just shoot the main one in the main shaft and skip quite a bit of the little puzzles there. And that gets us a really strong ability that I've already mentioned before. This is the Mochi Mallet. So the Mochi Mallet is our stomp. I probably just called it stomp when I mentioned earlier. And it lets you go, you know, down. It's a Mochi Mallet, or it's a stomp. And we do need this to progress. There are a lot of like hard floors that you need to crunk through. If you played a Metroidvania, you've crunked through a floor. I like that word, crunk. And we'll be showing that off in just a sec, but we do have a quick detour to make along the way. Because... The weapon shop has a little bit of a back door here, where we can get in here and talk to the janitor, who I mentioned has one weapon upgrade. And we're going to get that now, because there are quite a several of boss fights coming up along the way. So yeah, the weapon upgrade, he's just not a janitor, an apprentice. While he's just an apprentice, his weapon upgrade makes us go from dealing 1 damage to 2 damage. So it's essentially a double damage upgrade, which is very, very good. So we absolutely grab it and then, use it to obliterate bosses, as you'll see in a sec here, as we get further down into the Kitsune Burrows. There's a lot of little, movement and tech in the Kitsune Burrows, like you're seeing, for me to just skip. Boop. Okay, hold on, I need this guy. Come here. I need you again, please, buddy. Throw something at me. Oh. I just dashed. Okay, we got it. Oh, okay, I messed up. Sad. Basically, what I was trying to do there is do a little skip in order to not go through this well over here. Because if you dash and jump, you can just barely, bounce your way through or over the side of the wheel and, not have to go through the long way around. It's not really that much of a long way around. It's still a very short way around, but we also fire a shot off screen to hit this little lantern, because down here there has been a great evil sealed away in the Kitsune Burrows, but we need to, again, do some therapy with the husband, who, spoilers, is down here in the, forbidden zone or whatever. So we are going to undo some seals by lighting up these lanterns, and by doing so, get to our next boss coming up soon. The game has a lot of sort of intended, little movement and puzzles and a bunch of rooms that we are very much skipping here. Semi-unintentionally, or pretty unintentionally, but the game's coded in such a way with all these amazing movement mechanics that a lot of rooms can just be, skipped with some really clever movement. There's no major sequence breaks. Even the grapple skip isn't all that major, all things considered, and is now dev intended as of the latest patch. So if you want to learn this game, you don't have to do all the crazy tricks, but as soon as you start getting better at the game, you will weave in more of those crazy tricks. And also, arachnophobia warning. I should have mentioned that earlier. This is Joragumo. If you know Japanese mythology, Joragumo is a man-eating spider. In this game, she is a fox-eating spider. She's still very stylized, but yeah, she is a spider, so she won't be on screen for long, I can promise you that. If you like spiders getting squished, Bo is going to do that, because we now have all the tools to do that. What is that, you might be asking? What did you just do there, Turtle? I switched to the right Omamori, or Daruma. That's what I did. But I'll explain it in just a sec. Just for now, watch this fight unfold. Again, if you like squishing spiders especially, because we are going to be very, very mean to Joragumo and make her not have a good day, basically. Bo? Okay. Where is she gonna fall? There. Okay. I accidentally dashed. That's something that I did out of habit and is bad, but it's okay. I can just do the thing again, and we will be right back on track in order to finish off Joragumo a little slower than I would have liked, but she is going to put up the shield again. Yeah, that was a pretty good mess up dashing there, and again, I'll explain why in a sec, but come on, let me finish you off, Joragumo, please. There we go. Ooh, okay. What happened there is invincibility glitch, which is, in my opinion, the premier thing that makes me want to run unrestricted or unlimited, as opposed to a normal category like no major glitches. And that's because invincibility glitch gives you invincibility. There is a caveat to it though, and that's because the way it works is dash, like I mentioned, when you get the Tsuki dash upgrade, or whatever it's called, it gives you iframes for about the first half of your dash. And that just makes you entirely invincible. The game toggles on invincibility, but then at the end of your dash, it toggles off invincibility. So what we do is we use Stomp to interrupt the middle of the dash, and so the game never hits the part of the dash that's supposed to take away your iframes. So we just keep the invincibility state forever. Two things can take it away. One, screen transitions, but two, dashing again, like I did on accident there. Dashing again means that the game gets to the end of the dash, which hits the trigger where, you're not invincible anymore. So, unfortunately, I did dash sort of out of a bad habit there. Took a hit. I had equipped the confidence charm from way earlier in the run that makes me take double damage. So that was pretty scary, but I did manage to quickly re-trigger invincibility glitch and finish out the fight. Hopefully I will never accidentally break invincibility glitch again, that's just me being just a little too eager to hit dash, because dash does make you go fast, and I like going fast, but it is also faster to not die in the boss fights, believe it or not. So we have now rescued Fumi and Awao, the husband and wife. They had their lovely wedding here, and Awao, the husband, gives us that Kitsune Kifuda. What that is that's like a legendary treasure of the Kitsune that's meant to bring peace, happiness, and joy, all the good stuff. I call it the therapy charm because it basically gives you therapy in the form of a charm. But since we already did therapy for both groom and bride, well, I was like, Bo, you should have this because you're cute and maybe you'll need it later. So thank you for doing therapy for us. Have this charm, and it's nice. We will be using it later. It's a quest item, so that is why we go through and get it. And now we have completed the entirety of the, what are directions? The right side of the map. We've completed Megumi, or not Megumi Mountain, the Midori Forest, and words. Kitsune Burrows all at once. So now that we have Stomp, like you just saw, hi, we can go back to the left side of the map, to Megumi Mountain, because in order to fight the Gashadokuro, the ultimate, goal of the game, like I mentioned, like hours ago or something, the ultimate goal of the game is to, fulfill the prophecy, fight the Gashadokuro, save the world, etc., etc., etc. But in order to do that, it would be really nice if we had, say, for example, a friend or two who could fly and were also like really good warriors. Conveniently, the Tengu, a race of bird warriors, live down here in the ice caverns. And so our next goal is to go talk to their leader, the Dai Tengu, in order to ask him for help in defeating the Gashadokuro. Because he can fly, he's a really strong warrior, and, it'd be nice to, have that help. I already unequipped the charm, it's fine. Boop. And so, in order to gain access to talking to the Dai Tengu, we need to earn his respect first, because right now only this guy Ko respects us, only this Tengu. All the other Tengus are like, this little guy, this little Tentai Hana, which is the name of spirit that Bo is, this little Tentai Hana is really small and short, and he's not cool enough to be in our cool club. So we do need to do some 2 trials in order to earn the Dai Tengu's respect. And these trials are brutal. This one in particular, West trial, is probably the hardest part of the game. At least this category, in my opinion. So, a couple things make it that way. One, there are a lot of enemies. There are a lot of enemies in this part of the map. So switch to Jingu for later. It's fine, don't worry about it. There are a lot of enemies, and some of these are really... Okay, I did not mean to take damage there, that's unfortunate. Some of these are really obnoxious enemies. As you'll see here with these paper airplanes that home in on you, and they also explode when they get too close to a wall. I'm going to heal up, actually. Boop. So yeah, they can be very obnoxious, and yeah, they will chase you, as you can see, for a long, long time. No, Bo go up. This one. Okay, close enough. I'm going to heal again. Specifically because one of the big things that makes this area super challenging is that you're supposed to, or at least in a vanilla casual playthrough, you will save at the very top of this area at another shrine which fully heals you and is very nice. However, for the speedrun, we don't get to do that. So I am not going to be saving at the top of the area, which means if I die, I do go all the way back to the bottom, which is very, very not good. So I'm going to be doing everything in my power to not die in this really challenging movement section. But no promises. There's a chance I just totally die and biff it and we lose like 5 minutes. Cycles are fine, or this is fine. But yeah, this also means that I don't get to heal. So every point of damage I take is pretty permanent unless I heal. And the only way for me to heal is by sitting down, wasting time, and expending 5T, which means I have to hit an enemy 5 times, so that wastes even more time. It is generally very, very bad to get hit in this area, and I got hit a lot, as we saw. But we have made it up here to the top of the West Trial, where there is one more challenge remaining. And so this is one of the few remaining bosses that I will not be using invincibility glitch for. And you'll see why in just a sec. This is Soku, the Tengu warrior. And yeah, you can kind of see why I am not going to be using invincibility glitch on him. Ouch! Thank you for damaging me for no reason, buddy. He moves around a lot. He really likes to shmove around the arena, and he has a pretty small area where I can actually, slap him with my staff. So I am going to be wanting to keep dashing in order to stay on top of him as much as possible. That means I can't use invincibility glitch because every time I would dash, it would remove invincibility glitch from me. It's fine, it's fine. I still have 2 health left. Yeah, that's fine. He should go down pretty quickly here, especially. I haven't gotten very good use out of Jingu. Okay, there we go. That is the West trial completed without dying, without having to reset, which is very, 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 very good. I'm very happy I managed to get that without dying, because it was looking a little sketch at points, audience. It was not going my way. But now we do get to free this monkey, who gives us a little bit of tea, and this is our final upgrade of the game, wall jump and wall climb. It might sound pretty lame, but we haven't been able to interact with walls this entire game. And so this is actually very, very nice. And in fact, wall climb is super duper fast. So I'll get to show off some of the really awesome movement here as we do the East trial, because West trial is a lot more enemies based in my opinion, while East trial is very much movement based. And with every ability in the game unlocked, we now have some major shmovement, baby. Oh yes, we have some Omega shmovement that I'll love to show off during this section. Like I said, this game is it feels so fun to control bow. I absolutely love just moving around in this game, and this East trial is like the premier example. If you're an Ori runner, this is the Misty Woods of bow, except it's less stressful. I mean, it's still stressful. There's still the same thing where if you die, you go all the way back down because we will not be saving at all. But I don't know. I just love this section. So yeah, boop boop. This area does have a little bit of an unfortunate cycle in it. So we will be stopping a couple times, but basically, yeah, we're gonna... okay, whoa, okay. That weird angle on the grapple just threw me for a huge loop, but it's fine. I managed to recover, and we're good. We are good. Don't worry about it, everyone. Something that the game doesn't tell you, and that you might not have known casually, is that you can hit those ice blocks like I'm doing there in order to reset your... You can use that in order to reset your jump and dash in midair. So even though you can't damage those ice blocks, you can very much still use them to your advantage, boop, like that, in order to regain your dash and keep on schmoving, because there's so much movement to go around in this section. Unfortunately did lose a little bit of a cycle there, but we'll still be making pretty good time. Boop, 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 all the way up the west. I am going to, this is maybe time for one little brief message from a host in a theoretical marathon run as I finish out the amazing schmovement of this here East trial. Or I don't get my dash back and hit something, but it's okay, there's a checkpoint, like right here. Don't worry about it. I am going to heal because this, like I mentioned, the same thing applies from earlier, where you just don't get to save at the top. So we do still have full health because this section is much better, and I'm much better at it. Alright, there we go. That is East Trial done lickety-split. Only one minor mistake pretty much in that entire thing. Save for a couple of slight cycle mishaps, but now that we've gotten to the top, we've defeated one Tengu warrior, and oh, here he is again. Uh-oh, and this time he brought a friend. So yeah, after fighting one bird, our next battle is against two bird. So it's very similar to the last fight, except of course, there are two of them. So we're going to have double the amount of targets, double the amount of things to deal with, and it's not all that hard, admittedly. When the birds are on top of each other, their hitboxes overlap. I can hit both of them at the same time and basically get double damage off, which is really nice. So you'll see me doing that as much as I possibly can, although it's not always easy to like control when Jingu hits things. As you can see, Jingu's just kind of doing her own thing a lot of the time. Bonk. Oh, I'm intended to bonk off him. I think I still got off a damage though, so weird. We should be seeing one of the birds die about now. Yep, there's one bird. Alright, so 2-bird. We get on his case, and he should fall shortly thereafter. Come on, Soku, or Roku. One of them's named Roku, one of them's named Soku. There we go. That's a massive gold. Holy crap. This run might be going places. With marathon commentary. And hopefully OBS doesn't crash again. But there is West Trial done. We have earned both of the feather keys and the respect of the Dai Tengu. So we're going to save quit so we get right back down to the bottom without having to go through the little falling animation that you saw like hours ago, or 10 minutes ago, whatever. Close enough. And we are going to go talk to the Dai Tengu. He's a pretty good warrior. And we're going to be like, hey man, there's this really big thing. You should help us fight this really big thing because you're a good warrior. And it's all going to go smooth. And there's no reason that I equipped the Confidence Omamori that makes us deal double damage. Definitely not. Psych debated. You probably figured it out. You're not stupid, dear audience. And I love that about you. Set up invincibility glitch because here we go into the Dai Tengu boss fight. And Soku's here and Roku's here. We did defeat them, so now it is just the Dai Tengu that we need to earn the respect of. But he is not going to fight alone. The 2 birds from earlier are also going to join. Because yeah, after 1 bird comes 2 bird, and after 2 bird comes 3 bird. So we are going to fight all of these birdie boys at once. And conveniently, unlike the last fight with the 2 birds, the 3 birds in this fight share a health pool. So by just sitting on top of the Dai Tengu like this, when he doesn't move all that much, this gets us a lot of damage onto the 2 birds, and they are both already gone, and now it is just the Dai Tengu. He is going into his final phase, where he just kind of sits there, and so again, with Invincibility Glitch, we do not take damage from his hurt box, because his hurt box is very big. It's his entire body during certain attacks. So you're usually not really supposed to get damage in at all during those attacks, because he's a hurt box instead of a hit box. But the hitbox still lingers, and I'm invincible, so I do not care about the hurtbox. Ha and da, the Dai Tengu has been defeated. And let me grab Serenity. This is a really good Omamori that increases our damage when we are at full health, which should be all the time, pretty much. If I'm playing optimally. So now that we have that Omamori and the Dai Tengu's blessing, he has agreed to come with us and fight the Gashadokuro. Because again, they're like warrior birds. They're going to be super cool in helping us fight the giant monster. So we're going to regroup at Sakura City, which is protected by the barrier. And from there, we'll be able to find the Gashadokuro. And the barrier is supposed to make it always like sunny and beautiful. And also keep out evil spirits like the one that's chasing me. And the one I'm about to pogo off here. And I forgot to pogo. It's fine. So yeah, something is a little amiss. If you're a fan of the dog, look away, because the way that the game tells you that stuff is going down is that the Gashadokuro shows up in town and kills the dog. Because the Gashadokuro has been growing stronger this entire run, even though it's only been an hour. He has been growing way, way stronger. By the power of evil and hatred and malice and all things bad in the world, he just absorbs all of that, gets even stronger, even scarier. And now this giant evil skeleton of murder and death and mayhem is in Sakura City. Uh-oh. Good thing we have the Dai Tengu, the super awesome warrior. You didn't get to see his attacks, but you'll get to see them now as... hold on, this isn't the Dai Tengu. This is Ko. This is the Tengu who is like our friend and who believed in us before we even did the trials. Where's the Dai Tengu? So, the Dai Tengu doesn't show up. He just doesn't. So the only reason we needed to fight him was not to get his help, but to trigger the flag that starts this Gashadokuro event. So Ko does brave the danger and get us about halfway up the Gashadokuro before he dies, unfortunately. 07 Ko. And the Gashadokuro is a really cool fight. This is like a Shadow of the Colossus boss in a Metroidvania, which is just an amazing idea. You have to keep climbing up him as he like moves his arms and does a bunch of like weird shenanigans. But you know, speedrunners have found a little bit of a skip here where you can just get around that little fire bar by pogoing off those two enemies and get right up to the Gashadokoro's skull. However, there is an even faster trick that I'm going to show off here, which is pogoing off of this enemy and landing on the Gashadokoro's foot. What does that do for us? Well, dear viewer, that lets us die and get teleported right back up here to the very top of Gashadokoro, where we can immediately do the same bounce and break through his skull. What's happening is the game has a checkpoint that's like right below Gashadokoro's foot, or right in front of Gashadokoro's main body, like right down here. But by standing on the foot, we don't actually hit solid ground, and by pogoing off of, oops, I didn't manage to actually get low enough, it's fine. Let's take a drink on his foot. Oops, step on me, please. Okay, Okay, I did manage to heal because those guys deal 2 damage. Okay, hold on. This is actually a problem. I need to heal again. Okay. We're just going to redo the fight. Don't worry about it. It's fine. That was unfortunate. But, yeah, basically what happens is we just don't hit a checkpoint, and therefore the game never puts our checkpoint away from this spot that we just stepped on. So, we just warp right back up here. Ease peas, lemon squeeze. Unfortunately, I did die there, so we do have to do the fight again, which does mean in a marathon setting, this is a great time for the host to read up donations, because I'm just going to do the same thing I did before, but actually manage to get hit by the foot this time instead of missing it and then getting damaged by the enemies who are mean. Because you do need 1 health in order to do the foot step on you thing, so, oh well. Hopefully I don't mess it up this time. That would be rather embarrassing. Stand on his foot, do not hit the trigger, okay. And, okay, there we go. Whew. He steps on us, ha and da. Welcome to the end of the Gashadokoro fight. A little bit delayed, but, bow, down, thank you, okay. We have broken into the Gashadokoro's skull. Open this, because as we finish off the cutscene, the big long cutscene plays, it's climactic. That was the big scary thing that Bo was prophesied to defeat. We basically put the Kitsune Kifuda, the therapy charm, right inside of the Gashadokoro's big, ugly skull, and it's so full of peace and love that it explodes. So that is the end of the Gashadokoro. It is done, and we are done with the game. Except, you might notice I still have some splits left, and that's because there's some lingering questions. Because the Gashadokoro wasn't, like, born, the Gashadokoro was summoned. And so we're going to figure out what happened with that. And the first order of business is the Sakura Shogun, who's supposed to be this super all-powerful dude who didn't actually help. In fact, his barrier that's supposed to save the city was broken. So something's a little up with that, and we're going to come into his palace in order to confront him about it. Intentionally take a damage boost. I'll explain what that does in a sec, but he has barricaded himself at the very top and turned off all the elevators. So this little axolotl girl is very scared because her elevator, which she names Ellie, it's very cute, the elevator does not work. And so Bo has to turn on 7 different power switches all throughout the different floors of the palace in order to get to the Sakura Shogun and give him a piece of our mind, basically. Come on, Bo, keep hitting this thing, please. These enemies are particularly annoying, as you see there. I'll use Invincibility Glitch for several of them. They're considered mini-bosses, and if you don't kill them fast enough, they respawn those guys that were, like, surrounding, and then you have to destroy them again, and it's just not a good time. So hopefully the rest of them will go a little faster than that, and I won't see the respawn at all. But in the meantime, take another damage boost. Let's explain a little bit about what that does now. So every time you light one of the 7 switches that powers up the elevator, the game shows you a little cutscene of the elevator like getting more power, and the little axolotl girl goes clap, and it's very cute. However, we don't want to see those. So, yo, I got the Ken Pogo. Let's go. That's hard. So I'm very glad that I got that in this run that is going somewhat well. But yeah, once again, we take a damage boost as the cutscene starts. It skips the cutscene, and one of the things that the game does here is that it resets your checkpoint every time you start a floor. So the checkpoint is right in front of the elevator, and so we go back to the elevator all healed as soon as we quit out after that save, after that damage boost. So we skip the cutscene, and we get full healed, and we go right back to the elevator, so we can start the next half of each floor really, really fast. It's really nice. This section is super smoothly routed, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. And also, I love Kevin. Shoutouts to Celeste. Again, this game takes some inspiration from that, and we see that here with these Kevins, who are our friends and do a lot of help, but also invincibility glitch is faster than this Kevin. Whoop! We can just go through the lasers. Sorry, Kevin. We'll play with some other Kevins, trust you me, but in the meantime, we do have another one of these mini-bosses. There are a lot of them. There are like, I think, 5 of them in the run. It's a lot. This time, however, we have invincibility glitch. I should have switched to Jingu. That is... Okay, we did manage to kill fast enough. And with those two both dead, we can now power up the switch. The 4th switch out of 7. Again, the Imperial Castle does go by pretty quickly here. And we're basically halfway done with it. So, yep. Again, say hi to Kevins. Lots of Kevins. The Soccer Shogun, like, made the Kevins. Again, he's, like, all-powerful and really cool. But you know what else is really cool? This trick, which I don't have invincibility glitch right now, by the way. I have dashed recently. What happens with that is... Oops. I'll show it off again. That's fine. What happens is the laser hitboxes don't entirely touch the wall. So if the laser is on the right side, like right now it's on the top, so you'd have to be on the very top of the wall, which is not really feasible there. But for some situations, it is very feasible to just get on, or just get right through the lasers without even having to trigger invincibility glitch by just sitting in the right place. So we're going to dash, so lose invincibility here, but it's fine. We should be able to take out this guy pretty quickly. Come on, die. Thank you. There we go. Whew. So yeah, you'll see me do that at least one other time as we trigger this next this elevator cutscene. Again, skipping it. You can do a damage boost on both of the floor 2 elevator skips, or the elevator cutscene skips. However, I find those two particularly easier to do the menu storage glitch. Lots of words to say right now, and I am an hour into a speedrun, so hope you do not fault me for being a little flabbergasted. But here's another place where we have dashed, but these lasers are aligned in a way that we can skip both of them very easily. Here's another little skip that we're going to be doing. This is not intentional. However, if you want to learn boat skip, the really hard trick that I did at this start of the run, this is sort of the same type of glitch, except you have Tsuki Dash for invincibility, and you can see what you're doing. So, yeah, if you want to learn boat skip, that is definitely the place to do it. I'm going to attempt here. Ooh, didn't get the height. It's fine. So like I said, attempt a really hard Ken Pogo there. You can just barely get up to that ledge. I don't know how anyone does that with any sort of consistency, but even though we failed that glitch, there's some bright silver lining because we get to see our friend Kevin here, and we get to take Kevin for a big Kevin ride up to where we would otherwise be getting. I need Kevin to be a little further over. There we go. Thank you, Kevin. And conveniently enough, I set up invincibility glitch down there so that I can continue to just walk through here with no issues whatsoever. And this invincibility glitch also lets me skip this laser, and this same invincibility glitch will be carried all the way through into this next mini-boss fight. So, very, very handy. Just absolutely obliterates these areas. Some of them I will need to dash through, obviously, but others I can just invincibility glitch and be A-okay. Handy, heckin' dandy. Okay, I messed up the shot there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. So let's just do the menu glitch. It's a little easier, although a little slower to set up. But there we go. It works just the same. You just trigger the cutscene, get out of it in some way, and then quit out to menu so that you can warp straight back to the elevator. Ta-da! Here we are. And so yeah, there's only one side of one floor left of the Imperial Castle. So in a marathon run, this would be a great time for the host to get in any last words as I forget how to dash. Derp. Yeah, for the host to get in any last words that they would like. And while I rest my voice, even in the practice run. That took a while. Really? You had to hit me, dude? Okay, whatever. last damage boost for the last door, or the last, not door, the last laser to power up the last elevator, and we are now fully ready to go and fight the Sakura Shogun, the final boss of this run. And Kyrie, the cute axolotl girl, is going to take us up here, but, uh-oh, that's a noise. She looks a little bit worried. Why is the elevator stopped? That's ominous. Oh no. Who could that be? Uh-oh, everyone. It's Asahi! But he's supposed to be our friend. Now, so I said he's tsundere, but it turns out that Asahi is actually a yandere. Or at least he turns into a yandere for this last portion of the game. And so Asahi is going to try and murder us to death. And Asahi is going to basically be the real final boss of this category. Because Asahi is not a normal boss fight, Asahi is a boss fight that I will need dash for, and therefore cannot keep invincibility glitch for a majority of the area. And Asahi is a big fan of the game Celeste. And in particular, I think it's chapter 6 of Celeste? So, or maybe it's chapter 5. It's the battle line. Hello, Asahi. Wow, that was really rude. I don't think he's ever hit me with that first attack like that, but boop. Okay, he is being really rude and just, I'm off my cycles. That's unfortunate, but we will manage to get through. Bonk. Oh, okay, got a little closer with laser, but now we should be back on cycle in order to continue with this awesome battle line homage. This with Bo's really cool movement mechanics. This fight is just, I really love it. And again, this is basically the final boss of this category because I can't use invincibility glitch, so I do have to do everything, perfectly A-okay as the devs intended. But it's so much fun to just blast through this area. Conveniently a checkpoint to heal the damage that I took, even though I don't really need to, but boop. So we're just going to be zooping our way through. Boop. Okay, a little closer. Thank you for going up, Bo. I do use invincibility glitch right here because there's another one of these mini bosses, which isn't that bad on its own, but you do have to fight it while Asahi is firing those instant death lasers at you, which is really rude, Asahi. I would prefer it if you didn't, you little yandere. So you are able to get up this windpipe even without beating that mini boss. It is just insanely difficult, and I'm not going to go for it in a marathon setting or even a setting where I'm on PB, which is both things right now. So we are going to play it safe, take out that enemy with invincibility glitch, and now we're going to finish out. Hit him. Thank you, Bo. We're going to finish out Asahi as the devs intended. One last little room. And there are, like the rest of the game, there's so many cool little tiny tricks that you can do with your jump reset, like this, where you just float down here instead of relying on the pink little ball that you're supposed to bring with you, like this one. And even this one, we are also going to skip a little bit of by missing the hit. It's fine. We'll just take a quick death reset. Don't worry about it. Hit. Dash. Whoop. Okay. He almost hit me with that laser there, too. Asahi's being kind of rude right now. Don't worry about it. We'll give him what's his as I intentionally somewhat dash into that because the game gives you a checkpoint after you hit that. And, yep. Oh, dash the wrong way. It is not going great right now. Don't worry. Where's the pink? Where's the pink thing? It is taking its sweet time getting back down. That's unfortunate. So now Asahi's at the top of the room. I am off cycle. But, okay, there we go. Whew, back up to Asahi. And the fight stops now. Okay. Whew, I have to do pretty well if we do want to manage to get this to a PB. Hopefully we can get that, because that would be cool. But that is the Asahi, the final boss of this category. We do still have the Sakura Shogun left to fight. However, with the powers of invincibility glitch, thanks to the unlimited part of this category, we will be absolutely demolishing the silly little monkey, even though he is legitimately very, very hard in a casual playthrough. And if you see no major glitches, which is the most run category of this game, they do have to fight all the bosses without invincibility glitch, and it is very, very hard, and I do not envy them for this fight in particular. This is the single fight that I really needed to learn invincibility glitch for to actually have fun with this category. Because it is long, it is difficult. He has a lot of really strenuous attacks, and some RNG. Hopefully he comes over here, please. Please be a good monkey. Good monkey. Yeah, good monkey. So there we go. Beat his first phase, and are now already into the second phase out of six phases is what this boss is made up of. And they do sort of work in this pattern, as we just saw. Odd phases are the bridge, where you are fighting him on that bridge at the top, or the top of his castle, whatever. Which one is the real one? Is this one? Okay. Woo. And at the top of his castle, where you have to deal with one set of attacks, but then as you do enough damage, he teleports to the even phases, which take you to an arena based on one of the areas you've previously been in this case, the Kitsune Burrows, and you fight him again with a different set of attacks. Now we get back to the rooftop and his first set of attacks, except they're stronger, obviously. So come back over here, monkey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, I can't dash at all during this fight, so I am doing some different sort of strats in order to try and make up for that. Thank you for coming over here. Good monkey with good RNG. Thank you. And we're already halfway through the fight. I'm going to catch my breath and try to focus, because maybe I can clutch this out with a big PB. However, this room, I should say, has these collapsing floors, so if you are not able to, if you do fall down, it is very, very easy to have to waste a bunch of time getting back up without having the dash ability. So I got a really good illusion monkey spawn there. That's RNG. And are now into phase 5 out of 6. So we're really close to the end. I'm going to shut up now. In a marathon, this is definitely where a host would clutch up and take over commentary for me for just a bit, while I try my best to obliterate Monkey for once and for all. Come on, Monkey. What are you doing? That was a weird RNG thing. I don't like. Okay. That would have been faster with dash, but again, I can't dash because invincibility glitch is triggered right now, and I do not want to lose that. But here we are. This is one of the easiest phases, in my opinion. Phase 6, because you can just glide up to him. No need to worry about dash and shenanigans. We're just going to obliterate Monkey, which is the real one. That's the real one right there. Beautiful. Good job, Monkey. Good RNG, at least for this phase. And we are done with this fight. Oh, boy. There's still some game to go. I can definitely mess up some of the movement from this point onwards, which would be unfortunate. Which would be very unfortunate. But the Monkey is going to prepare one final ultimate devastating attack, and Asahi comes in and saves the day, using his power to seal the Monkey so Bo can finish him off. And some weird plot things. Asahi was the one to summon the Gashadokuro, actually, because he wanted Bo to fulfill the prophecy so Bo could stop the Sakura Shogun's, like, he's trying to be a god or something, and Asahi doesn't like that. That's not cool, even though he used to be the Sakura Shogun's friend. He's like, man, that's not cool that you're trying to, like, be god. So he summons, or he does all that Gashadokuro shenanigans in order for Bo to, like, come into the world and stuff. Pogo, please. Thank you. We're going to switch to Ken, and we're going to see if I can't get... I jumped in there. Okay. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We'll manage to make this. And do a little backup here where you... where we can fly over. Again, I messed up the Ken Pogo, but it's totally fine. The crane was in a good place, and time is in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1 time. That's a PB! OBS didn't crash this time! OBS didn't crash this time! Let's go! Let's go! Let's heckin' Bo! Let's heckin' Bo! Look at he's so excited! But I should probably finish out my marathon commentary here. Or my marathon commentary practice with some shoutouts. So shoutouts to the game's two main lead devs, Chris and Trevor. They're both really, really good, in like tight with the community, in touch. Like a lot of glitches get fixed really, really quickly, and they added the drums to the sumo fight. Like they're just great. They even like did speedruns, a race against each other on stream with some of us runners commentating. It was very, very fun. So shoutouts to them. Shoutouts also to Sefazon, who is the reason I knew about this game in the first place. He and I were roommates at SGDQ 2023, and in our introductions to each other, I was like, I am an Ori runner. I really like Ori. It's the best game ever. And he was like, oh, well, wouldn't you know, I happen to be the executive producer for an indie Metroidvania that takes inspiration from Ori. And so I was all ears from that point onward. And yeah, it's thanks to him that I'm here today. But thanks to the entire development team as well for making this amazing, beautiful game. Shoutouts to the other runners of this game, in particular Sawayoshi, who is the world record holder in this category with a sub-hour time because Sawa is cracked. And Sawa is actually running in this marathon that I'm going to be in. Sawa is not running Bo, unfortunately. It would be really cool to get Bo in the marathon twice. But Sawa is going to instead be running one of the inspirations for Bo, Celeste. Sawa's running any percent one-handed because Sawa is talented as heck. So shoutouts to Sawa for that. Please catch that run in the marathon. It's after it's the last run of the marathon after mine. Later on the day after mine. Shoutouts as well to the rest of the Bo community. Not a ton of people, but everyone who is really a cool person. Viz has been really pushing any percent no major glitches almost to sub-hour. Like, Viz is also cracked at this game. Natier's pushing really close as well. I know Mason's got a great time in the low 1 hour range. Spiked OJ, I'm totally forgetting people. Mr. Sir, Mason, Viz, just everyone. It's an amazing community. Please check it out. This game is, again, I love it. I can't express that enough. I love this game. Please play it. Please speedrun it. It's amazing. And that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, week, or night, and bye. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Oh, that PB. Oh, that PB. Oh. I mean, I didn't know if that was gonna happen. But, like, look at all those fucking golds. Look at all those fucking golds. Bo, look at them. Oh! Look at those golds. Okay. I needed that, especially after 2 days ago when I got my last PB, but OBS cut out in the middle of it. In fact, not in the middle of it. It cut out in the middle of Soccer Shogun. But okay, I got a PB again, and at least it fully recorded this time. OBS worked. We're cooking. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of gold, baby. Oh, yeah. But yeah, if you are watching, thank you very much. If you're watching this like live or within the next couple of days, my marathon run is Saturday, February 1st, 2025. So, you know, hopefully catch that. It won't be a PB because I'll probably be fighting Kitsura for an incentive, but, you know, it'll still be Bo. It'll still be amazing. It'll still be Bo. I'm gonna go breathe for a long time. Bye. What was this run?